So, hey guys, Chowser here. So we finally have the first arena of 2023. This is Arena Reiju. And yeah, it just released a bit ago, so I've had some fun testing, seeing how the mechanics works. And yeah, I decided that the theme for my first video for this arena will be ignore defensive effects, because this content has a lot of them. There's barriers, damage reduction, damage thresholds. So I'm using two teams with captains who just ignore all of that BS. And this first team will be one of the great combos of Arena. It's going to be cat and dog captains. I used their special stage 1 just to get Shirahoshi and Manchuri ready for stage 3. Cat and dog will be ready again for stage 5 as well. Shirahoshi Manchuri is on both these teams because she's just goated really for this. Removes the poison, removes the paralysis, gives you a full ward of matching orbs, heals you up, and healing is very important for this content. Basically, if you're not above 50% HP for stage 4 and 5, you get a tons of debuffs, and we do have that bleed mechanic from the recent Parking Avengers versus Ray League, so we do bleed a lot of HP, so to say. We also have the damage limiter here, which means that Frankie will be pretty optimal for this. For my second video, I'll probably make 1 or 2 teams using Frankie. I'm sure others will be doing that before I get a chance to do it, so I'll just not watch what other people do. Like, yeah, I want to come up with my own ideas. I don't want to get inspired and maybe copy others. Stage 4 now. There's basically just a barrier and damage threshold. Yak is pretty cool. This is the free-to-play Yak from an old point event. If the enemy has a barrier, you get a higher chain lock for 3 turns. That's pretty neat. I also gave him a buggy support to get an attack boost for him. He's a dex fighter, so he's a lot heavily boosted by cat and dog. I use Lawing Kid here, and it's basically only for the end of turn damage for final stage, but the healing here is a nice extra little bonus. And we have the Weetree Sora support to give an ore boost as well for this stage. And yeah, it feels like all of these stages have very low HP, which you will see with Reiju, because remember, Reiju here is Psy. I don't have any special buffs, like I will have an attack boost and ore boost from Cat and Dog. I have a chain lock from Jack. Like, normally when you think about arenas, like, you'd expect that wouldn't be enough damage, but it actually is, so the HP in this content is not too unreasonable. You can use 2 specials, but that's all I need for this team. And yeah, we do ignore the damage reduction here as well, since we're about 50% HP. And yeah, now for the revive, the right rogue gets stunned, so you need to remove it somehow. And yeah, I decided to use Holden. He does a 1% self HP cut, so that's perfect. He even removes the damage reduction, but it didn't really matter for this team. But we do get a chain lock, so that's some very nice extra damage. And it's a very easy kill. So yeah, that's a no-stall team, except for that 1 turn of damage limiter. The second team is more for fun. It's a little bit slower, but we're using level limit break, Blackbeard together with Weetree Kid. So Weetree Kid is the speedrun part of this, like, it makes it a lot more reasonable. Weetree Kid is both very good and very bad for this content. The very good thing is that the self damage it takes will let you remove the stun on the revive. The bad thing is that you lose a lot of HP along the way. So the challenge here is actually being above 50% HP for stage 3 and 4, or stage 4 and 5 I should say. And that's why Shirahusha Manshuri is back. She's just the best unit for the job. Like any possible replacements I consider, they have the issue with recovery bind. I don't know like why they do healers without recovery bind. It's kind of weird, like the wife unit, Robin, Ami, Boa, for example. I tried using them, but didn't remove recovery bind, so nope. We're back to Shirahusha Manshuri. Mr. Tree to speed it up. Like this team isn't as accessible. I feel like the first team is pretty accessible for most players, so for this one I had a bit more fun. It fit the theme for the video. Dex Captain makes the Akaino special better. One thing to remember with Blackbeard is that you need one fighter, one slasher, one striker, one shooter. So trying to fit all of that is a bit hard, especially since you want to follow kids restrictions that you can only use striker and driven. Like it's not like you can't use other classes, but it's a bit more fun to make every unit boosted if you can. So yeah, I saved Shirahusha Manshuri for the second turn. This makes it so we don't bleed as much HP the final two stages. We're going to use two specials on stage 4 here. We're going to be using this free-to-play Cracker. I always love when he's useful. He's a very unique unit. Here we get end of turn damage for 3 turns, which will help us with Brazilian final stage. But we also get a color affinity this stage because the damage reduction he does, Blackbeard changes that to color affinity with his level limit breaks. That's very cool actually. We use Capone here, he will lock the orbs. But the main thing is that we get an orb manip and a very high orb boost, so he can easily kill this stage with Blackbeard now. Let's build up the chain a bit. And yeah, final stage. And yeah, this duo is actually amazing for the final stage. Like you just need to be about half HP and they handle it themselves. Well, we do need the end of turn damage from Cracker, but like I can use Kid's superclass now because now HP doesn't matter anymore. We can use Blackbeard. With level limit break, we have a 2-turn attack boost. And because we already have an attack boost, when we use Kid now, he will give a 2-turn orb boost. If we use Kid first, it's a 1-turn attack boost, so the special order is important here. And yeah, we don't even need any chain or anything. We do a lot more damage with this team since we actually have modern int units. Don't even need to get perfect steer, I can keep the orbs. And yeah, we do get stunned now, but as said, Kid Captain ignores that since we take damage. And yeah, these are my first Arena Reiju teams. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back for more later. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.